Hey guys, and welcome back to Disneython 2. Insert title here, Boogaloo. No, I haven't come up with a proper title for it yet. Why do you ask? We're going to be watching The Lion King today, and I've got good old THD with me for this one. Last time, the first time we met up for the Disneython, we watched Hunchback 2, and I picked that one. And it was crap. But I picked it for a reason. No, there's a thematic reason for this. The last film of the previous Disneython was Hunchback of Notre Dame, so I kind of wanted a bridge between that marathon and this one. And then you have you got the juxtaposition of the really good Hunchback film and the really bad one. But after we did Hunchback 2, we then picked two more movies each. Lion King, plus another one, which you'll see soon, was one of mine. And needless to say, Hell Dragon went with the stuff that he can riff easily, because apparently good films are too hard to commentate over.
They are. I just struggle all the time.
But, I guess we should just get right to it. You guys know the sync test, or you should know by this point. If you don't, everything you'll need is in the video description. Are you ready, THD?
Let's do it.
In 3, 2, 1. Alright, Lion King. It's one of Disney's most popular movies ever. Obviously, it won a lot of awards, grossed a lot of, ebooks isn't correct to say, actual dollars. I'm sorry, I exist so much on the internet these days, I can't tell real money from fake.
Yeah, everything's gonna be digitized eventually, so you might as well get used to it.
Should we address the elephant in the room?
Well, I guess that's appropriate if we're gonna talk about the elephant in the room. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay, Kimba the White Lion. Let's get this out of the way. Yes, The Lion King does share a lot of similarities with the old Japanese manga and anime called Kimba the White Lion. No, I don't believe Disney ripped it off. And I will tell you why, using my many paragraphs of stuff that I copied directly off Wikipedia. First and foremost, Matthew Broderick, who plays adult Simba in The Lion King, actually thought that the film was related to Kimba, and that he'd be playing the titular White Lion, and so he told everyone about it. Not that it really amounted to anything, but whatever. There's a slight connection between Tezuka, who was the author of the original manga, and Disney, the company, in that Walt Disney met the guy at the 1954 World's Fair in New York and said he wanted to make something akin to another one of Tezuka's famous works, Astro Boy. And on the other hand, Tezuka had asked for and got the license to adapt Disney's Bambi, of all things, into a manga for the Japanese audience, and this was published in 1951. But I would say the final word of whether it's a rip-off or not comes from the director of the film, Roger Allers, and co-director Minkoff. They said the name Kimba or any relation thereof never came up over the course of the film's production, and that it's natural for a story set in Africa to have animal characters like baboons, hyenas, etc. Personally, I agree. It is a pretty big coincidence, but not particularly copyright infringement status.
Yeah, the coincidence is even more, appropriate when you know that Tezuka based a lot of his art style on early Disney stuff, the big round eyes and things like that, and he's known as the father of anime as we know it. So it's kind of interesting to see how Disney stuff, even back then, was inspiring all different kinds of culture across the world. It's nuts.
So there you go, Tezuka's the rip-off. No, I'm kidding. Please don't lynch me. Side note, did you ever see the CGI Astro Boy film?
I did not, but honestly, it didn't look very good. I'm a guy who was a fan of, the Game Boy Advance game. I watched it at the 2003 series. I just didn't like what they were doing with the CGI one, so that was just kind of a turnoff.
Ironically enough, much like Wall-E, the first half of the film, great, second half debatable, but I digress. Circle of fucking Life. Is there a more quintessential Disney song in terms of quality?
Yeah, I think when you think of Disney songs, this is easily, at the very least, it gets into the top 5 somewhere for the songs that people recall. It sets the tone of the whole movie just so prominently. It's a great number.
No voices yet, it's just completely silent. Much like you'd expect animals to be when they're not tearing you apart in the savannah.
What's that? Alright, sure.
I'm gonna drink this and then I'm gonna baptize you. It's a 2-for-1 special.
Yeah, I forgot. This is basically like a baptism in some way. Some sand in your eyes.
Oh, he's perfect. Now we can eat him.
Yeah, just season him before he's ready to go.
Oh no, a really iconic bit's coming up and all I can remember is Rafiki throwing Simba off. You know that gif?
Yeah, this moment has been parodied so much, man.
Trailer shot.
There we go. Just milk that for all the theaters.
The animation's so fucking good. You're gonna hear me gushing a lot, because when I find something I really like, I never shut up about it.
I think since then animation has progressed a little, it's not CGI, but the animation in this movie is still very good for the time, and I think it's aged well.
Oh no, God's roasting everyone alive!
That's my child, give him back.
I think I remember, like, hearing someone saying, oh, I bet the zebras just love that Circle of Life song. Yeah, we're on the bottom rung and all the lions are on the top.
Well, I would think, like, bugs and stuff are on the bottom rung of the Circle of Life when you think about it.
Tile drop.
Wondered what this movie was called.
For 1,000 ebooks, name that species of mouse.
Ah,
It doesn't
I
matter.
should know it. It's dead. No, it's not.
Oh, Jeremy Irons.
And speaking of top 5 stuff, I would think that when you ask people to talk about Disney villains, Scar is probably going to be in that top 5. He's not, I wouldn't say he's complex. He's not like mortally complex, but I'm of the school of thought that if you're just going to go all in and be like a complete bad guy, you might as well look good doing it. And for me, Scar is probably one of my favorite, Disney film villains. He's got the look, he's animated great, his expressions are great, Jeremy Irons does a fantastic job. Like, he was just a piece of work, top to bottom, in my opinion.
I think the same person who animated Scar also animated Hercules. That's why in Hercules, when Herc is becoming a hero, he wears Scar as a pelt.
Oh yeah, I remember that bit.
The voice actors were chosen to, match the characters and whatnot, which is a basic animation thing. Oftentimes you'll find characters look like their voice actors. And for example, you have James Earl Jones, booming, authoritative voice as the King Mufasa, Jeremy Irons, smooth tones as Scar, and Rowan Atkinson for some reason as Zazu. I like Zazu, though. I remember having a McDonald's toy of him.
But Rowan Atkinson is good. Like, he's Mr. Bean. He was one other role I can't remember at the moment.
Blackadder.
Blackadder, yes, Blackadder. I think all the voice actors, are chosen pretty well in this movie. I especially do like James Earl Jones, who, it's so weird, you really don't see him in that much these days. Like, I wonder what else is the guy doing. Like, who is he known for? Mufasa, Darth Vader, CNN guy, and that's like it.
Simba.
There's actually like a children's book, like they made, that actually goes into Scar's backstory and explains why he has the scar. I don't know why they would have done it in that media. You'd think they would have saved it for a direct-to-DVD kind of picture.
You mean like The Lion King 2 or Lion King 1.5?
Something like that, yeah.
Lion King 2, actually pretty decent. It's based on the story of Romeo and Juliet. This one obviously is based on Hamlet.
I wonder what other Shakespeare stuff they could adapt if they were gonna make like a Lion King 3, like a Midsummer's Night Dream. When the lions, he goes into like the savannah and he meets like a fairy who turns his head into that of a zebra. You know that story, right?
Well, they cover all the fair folk stuff in Gargoyles, so if you ever want to see something revolving around that, just go watch Gargoyles. You're missing something really good, trust me on this.
That is some pretty awe-inspiring lightning, yes.
For the life of me, I cannot remember Rafiki's voice actor's name, but I know for a fact he played, I think, Eli Vance in Half-Life.
I always thought Rafiki was a little weird because he always kept laughing at stuff you never really knew what he was thinking about.
You thought he was a bit dodgy?
A bit dodgy, yeah.
Painting people's foreheads with reckless abandon.
I wonder if there are any other obnoxious cubs that do this in the Pride.
I think this is just kids in general, really. Oh, I love this line. Such a relatable line. Now, do you know who voices Simba?
That is Jonathan Taylor Thomas, actually.
Better known as...
One of the kids from Home Improvement?
Yes, one of Tim the Toolman Taylor's kids on Home Improvement.
I used to watch, like, Home Improvement all the time. I actually really liked that show growing up, which is weird because it's so not within my demographic.
It's all about jungle to jungle, mate, if you're looking for Tim the Toolman Taylor shit.
But I'm not looking for Jungle to Jungle, if you don't mind. Just the thought of all that raw emptiness makes me wonder why the hell I should care.
All I can think of is that Super Mario 3D World thing where they replicate this scene.
That little corner over there is Scar's, I heard that.
Like, oh, he just hit Jeremy Irons from all the way over there.
What does Scar do? Like, obviously, we know that he's jealous because he doesn't get to be king. Does he do anything? Does he have any kind of power whatsoever? Because technically he still is royalty to a decree.
Yeah, he's like, what, king in waiting or something? Maybe if Simba dies?
He's the king's understudy, yeah. No, I mean, like, he'd probably be like, the evil vizier, obviously, because he's gotta be an evil vizier. That makes sense. But he should have some kind of power, I would think.
I gotta say, I much prefer Jafar as a villain if we're gonna, like, talk about viziers and whatnot. And I'll agree with the nostalgia critic in that when Scar gets his power, he kind of ceases to be an interesting villain, but we're getting ahead of ourselves here. Oh no, I may have spoiled his plot.
Yeah, don't spoil the movie from the 90s, please. I have no idea what's gonna happen.
Oh dear, I think we're getting into a DVD exclusive song here. This was not in the theatrical release.
Now, I imagine this would actually be very scary right here, like if Mufasa were to do this.
I just love how this scene is paced. Turn that shit around, girl.
I'll just stick this up for you. Oh shit! Invisibility powers. Now Zazu's dead.
Oh, the version we're watching doesn't have the Morning Report. The Morning Report was a song that I think was meant to be in the original but never put in, or maybe just something they decided to put in for the DVD release. It's awful. It's like some of the songs that they put in the Beauty and the Beast DVD version.
Or, maybe some of the, Lion King sequels.
Hey, He Lives in You and Yupende are some fucking great tunes, okay?
I can sort of see Scar's angle here. Like, obviously the dude is... sure, he's a dick. But, his nephew coming up, I'm gonna be king and you're not. He's just like, yeah, alright.
Well, it's not Simba's fault he's a little shit. Number one, he's royalty. Number two, he's a child.
That's true, yeah.
He obviously likes and respects his uncle. He's not trying to be a dick to him.
And it also makes me wonder if, obviously, well, we know what's gonna happen with Scar and Simba, but I often wonder, if Scar ever had any sympathy for the kid, any sort of positive traits towards him whatsoever. Because let's face it, the movie paints him as like this complete negative dude, and I'm just wondering if he had any sort of positive traits whatsoever.
I could die to that voice. Like, I would be happy hearing that in my final minutes.
Well, I'm pretty sure Scar had something like that planned for Simba, didn't he?
I made a boo-boo.
Okay, dude, turn down your power level, come on.
He's so fucking camp, I love it.
I like it too. I mean, like, usually I'm for the more complicated, complex villains, but Scar is just entertaining to watch in motion, really.
What you can't see here is Helldragon busting at the seams trying not to be cynical.
And that's our only shot in the movie. I hope you enjoyed that.
How far did his mom's neck just stretch there?
I guess you gotta be limber if you're gonna be a lion. It's not dumb at all. It's in fact anti-dumb.
I forget the name of Simba's mum's voice actress, but she has a connection to James Earl Jones. I think they were both in the movie Coming to America.
Ah, alright.
Let me just look this up, because I know they've been in something together before. Got a little toothy smile.
And these lions are surprisingly cute, which is weird.
Oh, it's me, Mr. Bean.
Why don't you just pounce on him again? That seemed to work.
Well, hopefully they've learned to jump like 50 feet up in the air.
Well, it's a cartoon. I'm pretty sure they'll get around to figuring that out. Are you using fancy words on me, Zazu?
Madge Sinclair, she was in Coming to America with James Earl Jones, and it was an Eddie Murphy movie.
Oh, alright.
Burst your bubble. Rowan Atkinson has a thing where I don't think he can pronounce B's properly, which is why he says the word Bob so weirdly in Blackadder.
So weird that he's called Mr. Bean and Blackadder if he can't even pronounce his own name that right. Hey, I know that feeling. Oh, no. Let's not move towards the band, guys.
You just hear the brass band coming closer.
It's actually just like tuba playing zebras.
All songs in Disney just happen by accident because they trim in front of a moving band.
Remember having to hear this song for like 40 years while you were trying to beat this level in the Sega Genesis version of this game?
Oh Jesus, the Mega Drive game. Fucking great game. Hard as balls. Thanks, Virgin Interactive.
Yeah, it was like way too fucking brutal for the target audience, I think. But I mean, they had to make it last, obviously. I don't even think it had passwords.
It was... Now you've just confused me. It was a good game. We'll probably be covering it at some point in HFC's future.
Do you think Scar had a song like this when he was younger? Oh, I just can't wait to get ignored!
And then faster than like he comes in with the reprise, hey, you ain't getting this crown.
Yeah, I kept falling off the ostriches in this level. It's really ridiculous.
It was all about the monkeys throwing me in the wrong direction, really.
Yeah, and you had to, like, memorize where they went. Like, you just spent way too long on it for a platformer, I think.
Realistically, we could spend the whole movie bitching about how hard the game is. So what do you think of I Can't Wait to Be King, the song?
It's another iconic song from this movie, and an iconic song for Disney in general. I do like the different uses of color and how they stylize some of the elements as they're going through it. I do like this song, I think.
It's another I want kind of song. You know, Belle had hers. Could you classify One Step Ahead as an I want song?
What movie was that from again?
One Step Ahead of the Bread Line is Aladdin.
Oh, yeah. I guess you could consider it like that. Like, that seems to be iconic of Disney movies. Like, they need to have that I want song, otherwise nobody's gonna know what the character wants. Here's a message, let's just feed him to the crocodiles.
This is one of the perks of royalty. You can get other people to sing with you.
And they're super organized. I mean, look at this!
This is beautiful. Like something out of Discworld. Everyone died, the end.
Especially Zazu.
Actually, it turns out Zazu was the only one who died. The whole, audience applauds.
Yeah, they need to have that pause in there. I can only imagine watching this originally in theaters. Like, what would the experience have been like, I wonder? Did you watch it in theaters?
I remember vaguely watching it with my grandma and granddad, but I can't remember if I saw it beforehand or whether that was like a second visit or something. But it looked great on the big screen.
Oh yeah, this is definitely made for that kind of experience.
Oh dear, we've fallen into level 2.
Be prepared. Oh wait, no, that's a bit early, isn't it?
Simba is far too impetuous.
So, does every animal in the kingdom have their own graveyard? Is there like a zebra graveyard? What is the lion graveyard? What does it look like?
Probably underneath Pride Rock or something. You know, you gotta contain those royal bones.
Oh, that's grim. Just make like a tomb underneath there. The tomb of the unknown Lion King. At least he didn't make a cashier joke. And I like Fruit Loops, not bananas.
Oh, Zazu, you are stuffy and British.
I fused my elephant graveyard with that of your field spell card.
Thank you, Hell Dragon.
Oh, it's these guys.
You got Whoopi Goldberg as Shenzi, you got Cheech Marin as Banzai, and you got Jim Cummings as Ed.
They were gonna get Tommy Chong to be, the hyena instead of Shenzi, so they could get Cheech and Chong back together, obviously, but that didn't work out. I want to know the meeting where they sat down and went, okay, we need more star talent. Let's get Whoopi Goldberg as a hyena. Like, who thought that through? I mean, I think it works. It's all right.
I think she's great.
It's good, but it's just a weird decision, don't you think?
I think people like hyena preservationists or whatever complained about how they were portrayed in the movie, like the animal, not the people playing them, obviously.
No, Whoopi Goldberg has had a very hard life, you have to understand. But yeah, and that tends to happen a lot in these kind of kids movies. They kind of put people in the wrong seats. Hyenas in real life aren't necessarily this nefarious, obviously. They're still scavengers, though. But
They're still pretty fucking sassy, though, so watch out.
oh, yeah. I know those tours where they're going on African tours, they just gotta go find the sassiest hyena out there and make fun of them.
Gotcha.
Okay, what is that? Is that lava? Is that hot water? Why is it glowing red? I don't know. See, okay, it can't be lava because it didn't burn him up. Well, maybe it did. I don't even know.
I think it's just a geyser, mate. Ah, yes, the tempting fate maneuver.
Be free. Wait, no.
Just Scar sighing in the background. I work on these songs all year, and you have to blow it before the time is proper.
Oh, King's first, huh? Ooh, good. Oh, they actually showed some blood there.
A grudge is formed. Interesting how these were the only 3 hyenas in all of the elephant graveyard.
That's true. There's like supposed to be way more.
Oh, that's adorable.
It is adorable.
Now that's a roar.
Whoa, alright. It's like the movie lion come out of nowhere.
See, kids, snitching works.
It is just fun to watch them work. Like I do really like the hyenas in this movie.
Cheech Marin would actually turn up in a future Disney movie. Do you remember Oliver and Company?
Yes, I do, actually. He was that little chihuahua, wasn't he?
Wait, I think that came before The Lion King, so I guess he's like reprising himself in this film?
Yeah, he seems to be playing a lot of dogs, I notice. And I believe they actually got Cheech back for Lion King 1.5. Because I know the hyenas didn't show up in the second one. They got back mostly everybody for 1.5, except obviously Whoopi Goldberg. Did Tress MacNeille play her in 1.5? She might have been. I don't know.
Definitely so in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah. Which, by the way, for adapting The Lion King, honestly did not do a great job, I think. It just kind of missed out on a lot of the possible background scenery and events and things like that. I just thought it was kind of lackluster.
Mr. Bean, no, help me. I'm gonna get mauled to death.
No, this is Blackadder, every man for himself. What's Simba's middle name? You know, it's like Simba, middle name, Lion. Get over here.
Simba T. Lion. Got some big paw prints to fill, my boy.
Got some fat paws, Dad.
The fuck did you just say about my paws? You're in enough trouble as is, young man. That covers the point where you pat until your parents forgive you.
The only time Darth Vader has ever been a good father.
Hey, come on now. There was that one point where Anakin killed that room full of younglings.
Oh yeah, you know, that's all in the past though, you know?
It just means you search out the right kind of trouble, the fools you know you can murk.
You don't looking for trouble, you won't be trouble.
Don't start none, there won't be none. Blomp, and then he eats in the end. Real talk though, this whole scene, like up until the end of it, is just classic. Like the whole looking up into the sky, kings of our past, and so on.
Haha, all is forgiven.
All the soaring, like, orchestral stuff, I think was done by Hans Zimmer. I know he does the outro piece of the film, and it is gorgeous.
Well, if Simba had the DVD skip feature like we had now... Including that one Zebra King we had. That's kind of a... I need to tell you that story sometime.
That was a weird period in our lineage. Oh, that bit hits so hard later in the film.
Oh, yeah. Well, we all know what happens. Come on.
Like, I'm trying to, like, unveil the commentary as we go through the film. I don't want to spoil stuff off the bat, even for old stuff. Oh, Jim Cummings was having a whale of a time on this.
Crash Bandicoot, be quiet. Well, don't rub sand into the wound.
Ed, you're biting yourself again. Ladybugs are above us, Banzai. Do you know how bad we've got it right now?
Yeah, ladybugs can scavenge so much better than the hyenas.
You were kind of like iffy on like Whoopi Goldberg. I think she works perfect as Shenzi.
I'm not saying she doesn't work. I think she does a great job in this movie. I just think the initial decision's a bit odd.
One of my favourite jokes. Ooh. Professor Mufasa! Oh, it tingles.
Scar's just like, what?
That's me when you tell a really corny joke.
That's me when you tell a really bad pun. It's really weird just looking at Ed's various facial reactions. Like, he really does remind me of Crash Bandicoot in a way.
Uh-huh. By the way, what happened to the rest of that blue zebra? Is this just like their portion of the food and you took the rest of it?
I think that's what it is. Okay, now we can start it, alright.
Look how smug he is. Yes, now it is my time to sing.
Alright, don't walk through methane gas. That's going to be my first recommendation to you, alright?
I'm not going to be king anyway. At least not legally. I may as well smell a bit. Such a fucking good song.
Oh yeah, definitely. And yet another iconic Disney song that probably people can list at the very beginning. If you ask them to list these famous Disney songs, it's just like, it perfectly exemplifies Scar, I think, and the lengths he will go to get what he wants, and the things he's willing to do and abuse to get that.
Disney villains, I think, are defined by their villain song. You know, Jafar has, What was Jafar's villain song? I think he only had...
I don't think Jafar ever had one. Like, he was supposed to, I think, but it never really came into play.
He had a dark reprise of Prince Ali, which is one of my favourite underrated songs from Aladdin, but be prepared, it's up there with, like, Poor Unfortunate Souls, really.
I'd have to say if I have to rank them, well, it's definitely under Hellfire, But I would say it is above Poor Unfortunate Souls, although that one's a good song in its own right. I do also like Cheech in this movie, just because it's Cheech, man.
And like in a couple of stanzas, the hyenas go from like comic relief to the fucking Third Reich.
Yeah, they're actually like goose stepping, and I'm surprised they got away with this, to be honest. Also, they're drawn differently. They actually remind me of German propaganda. Like the way they're illustrated, they're a lot more simple in their lines.
This shot right here is amazing.
Yeah, and then Lion King 1.5 turns out Timon and Pumbaa is watching this. It's just like, that ruins the moment.
Lion King 1.5 is basically, if you mix this film with Mystery Science Theater 3000, it's a lot better than it sounds. By the by, from this point on, this is Jim Cummings doing Scar's voice.
Jeremy Irons had some throat problems come up, so Jim Cummings had to finish the song. I like Jim Cummings, but again, it's not Jeremy Irons, but I understand because of the circumstances. By the way, don't throw red food coloring into the methane. That's also something else I'm going to recommend you don't do.
Please help me, I'm stuck on this rock. I'm going to the moon. Goodbye, my loved ones.
How am I getting down from here?
Bitch, I'm fabulous.
I thought you was going Super Saiyan for a minute there.
They'd kind of reused this imagery in the second film.
So what happens after a villain song? Like after this, do they just kind of look at each other and go, well, alright, go do that?
You know that one bit in, I think, Austin Powers one, where they're all laughing, and it just kind of
gradually
something peters
like
out. Do you like video games, Simba? Yes, Uncle Scott. Do you like really hard sections of video games? Then you're going to love what happens next.
Oh god, this one too in the video game was just nuts. I also love how he just, hates that. It's just like, I'm just gonna be a total prick about it.
Love and affection, pleh.
Fuh. Warm the rock for me. You know that Zazu, he sure is a talker.
Just imagine if he wasn't. Just imagine if he was trampled under antelope. Wouldn't that be bad? Oh, I think I've said...
Hide your power level.
I think I've said too much. Goodbye.
Hey, it's time for that famous line you always hear from villains.
Wah, wah.
Dude, Scar, come on. Be a little bit more subtle. I know Simba as a kid thought stupid, but come on. It turns out the canyon is actually going to come alive and attack Sigma here. Sigma? Did I just call him Sigma?
You fucking Mega Man fan. It's like World Unites, mate.
Do you want some company?
Yeah, roaring is actually a thing you can do in the video game. It basically stuns smaller things.
I like that lizard though. He's like, bitch, leave me alone. I don't care.
There's a chameleon. Can't you tell by the horn?
Well, I said lizard. Good enough, isn't it?
Don't you remember SBO? The best Sonic character?
It turns out it's a T-Rex. Oh, never mind. It's kind of weird that for some reason, the lions talk and the hyenas talk, but guys like the zebras, the wildebeest here do not talk, which is weird. You'd think they'd be talking up a storm right now.
That would take so much dramatic tension out of the scene. Like, hey, get out of the way. Gotta make it home.
What's going on? The really big Sahara sale today at Macy's.
The tragic version of Gandalf and the Rohirrim trying to come to the aid of King Theoden. Oh, my son!
I knew we should have put a leash on him. See, it's easy to tell when you get closer to the gorge because they're playing this music over it.
Yeah, there's like arrows pointing left and right.
Quick, follow the quest marker. Don't worry, sir. I will airlift him out of there. Oh, wait, no, I don't think I can. I'm emotional support. You're going to be okay.
That one inexplicable tree for no reason.
I know they're afraid, but maybe some of them would stop, slow down a little bit. I don't know.
It's pack mentality, mate. I don't think they're working individually right now. I don't think Kazazu is working at all right now.
Poor Rowan Atkinson. He's just treated like shit in this movie. Hey, I'm the king. Don't trample me.
Oh no. You know what I'm thinking of now?
What?
Have you seen that really, really bad, like, 3D model thing of the Lion King of this scene? Oh god. Oh god, why? I can't think of anything else.
It's fucking amazing.
Gotcha, bitch.
Good hit.
Avenge me!
Well, see, this is what happens when you try to surf during these storms.
I'd laugh if a wildebeest jumped out instead.
That'd be great, yeah.
Tried to claw its way up the cliff.
Eh. And thus Mufasa fell to the dark side.
They reused that voice clip in Kingdom Hearts 2 and it's so out of place.
That's true, but, well, it was kind of hard to get Jonathan Taylor Thomas to do one line.
Yeah, they could have gone back in time. Kingdom Hearts isn't averse to time travel these days.
Yeah, find that lone wildebeest who's dying alone. We've got to tend to his wounds. I'm free!
Sorry, didn't mean to ruin the scene.
Ew, I'm gonna be late. Hey, quit lying around. Oh, I shouldn't make jokes, should I?
You asshole. You know, Disney is not adverse to killing kids' parents in films.
They do it quite a lot, I realize.
Your mother can't be with you anymore, Bambi. Spoilers, sorry.
But his dad was voiced by Patrick Stewart, so it was actually kind of okay. Oh no, oh, he's got snot all over his nose. So Robbie's gonna be mad.
This is worse than Bambi, I think, because one, you see the body, like, explicitly. Two, Simba's got feelings of guilt over it.
Yeah, like, it's definitely a very potent kind of death scene, you know? And they don't even hide it. It's just quite clear he's dead.
Mm-hmm. And then you have, like, Scar's upcoming manipulation on top of it. And the great music and everything.
At least Hercules didn't wear his pelt in the movie.
The only thing, like, comparable, I think, and it's not Disney, but it was Littlefoot's mother's death in The Land Before Time.
Mm-hmm.
What a shit.
What an ass. Yeah, like, just... It does a good job at portraying him as a guy you really want to lose. Can't we get a new dad?
I'm your dad now, Simba. Accept it or run away. Run away and never return.
You know the part where Scar totally hooked up with Sarabi, just like in Hamlet, right? Do you think if Scar was a Bond villain, he'd be stroking like a little version of himself in his lap?
No, like a little Ed or something. Just
A,
that.
a little Zazu, yeah, something like that.
Use of colour is great. You go from like the dank dustiness of the wildebeest trampled canyon to the bright reds, the sunlight reflecting off the lot. I'm just like throwing out words here. I'm so engulfed by emotion.
It's like he's running into hell. Something like that, yeah?
Jesus and the crown of thorns.
Or the thorns from Sleeping Beauty. It's the same thing, right? Whoa, whoa, alright, plant life. I'm not paid to do that. Ooh, that does look like it hurts, though.
Don't worry about it. He'll run into the sun soon enough and blow up.
Ooh. What? We'll kill you! What?
What? Hang on, let me come a bit closer. Oh, dead. And completely my doing, thank you.
Let's just say I have exciting new expansion plans for the tribe going forward.
Let's just say it moved me to a bigger rock!
Alright, okay. The evil shadows is just, again, hide your power level.
Not literally. I'm not for cross-species pollination.
I'm gonna call this Scar Rock. That's going to be Scar Mountain.
Rafiki's not down to clown with this situation.
Well, I like how he teleported to his tree. That was a good trick.
Well, that's a save point. I'll start over in the morning. This is a waste. Hello and welcome to the desert. Here we see a young lion cub about to be picked off by vultures. Let's watch.
Why didn't Scar team up with the vultures?
Either way, you're getting someone who loves to feed on carrion.
Well, that's an explosive intro.
Either you love them or you hate them, it's Timon and Pumbaa.
Voiced by Nathan Lane and Ernie Sambella. I believe I'm saying that name wrong, so...
Sabella. But you were close.
Yeah, it was close. It was always so weird that, at the time how they were making, like, TV spin-offs of some of their movies? Timon and Pumbaa were the one that get it. But what I never really liked about that was that they took them out of the African setting. There's this one episode where they go to a city, there's this one episode where this hunter sets up, like, a camp around here. It really kind of destroyed the atmosphere of The Lion King that they worked so hard to establish in this movie, you know?
It was meant to be like a comedy series, and I really enjoyed it. The one thing I always remember from that is where these two snakes try to eat them, and they set up, like, a buffet of insects and whatnot. I don't know why, but that just stuck with me.
I mean, I like the series, too. Like, Nathan Lane... Okay, well, Timon voices Nathan Lane here. And I believe in the TV series was, like, the first time I heard Quentin Flynn, who actually voices a Timon in the series, who later on we'll know from Kingdom Hearts and things like that.
Well, it was Quentin Flynn, it was someone else whose name escapes me, and in some episodes, it was Nathan Lane.
I don't know why they couldn't settle on the one person. Like, how much money are you willing to pay?
I guess Nathan Lane wasn't available at certain points. Hilarious. His dad just died, you're poking fun.
Ecology is hilarious.
I could just sit here and listen to these two, like, ad-lib all day.
He looks so sad. African Bugs Bunny is right.
That's a really good comparison, actually.
Sort of. It's just I just mostly notice it from the creature and face structure. Bugs Bunny is a different animal entirely.
It means a #1 bestseller.
That's true. Yeah, didn't this song, or at least the soundtrack, sell like a fucking hotcakes because of this song?
Well, the movie was really popular. I don't have any raw data on me, but yeah, I would hazard a guess. Yes, it sold very well. And this song in particular actually cameoed in Toy Story.
And also, I think Timon and Pumbaa also sang "Stand by Me," like a cover of that, which I think was also really popular.
Yep.
These guys are obviously like a gold mine.
I never realised that people actually, well, some people dislike this song. What's your take on it?
I guess it really does depend on how you feel about the characters in general. Like, I suppose, like, maybe after the dramatic event that happened, you may not be up for a comedic number like this to kind of lighten the mood. I don't know, it depends. But, ultimately, like I said, it really does depend if you like the characters or not. And I do like Timon and Pumbaa, and I think the song, it kind of helps also add to what Simba has to face later on. So it's worth getting through, I think.
At this point, if he didn't have, like, substitute parents, it would have taken a much darker tone, and I don't think they were going for Hunchback, honestly.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't remember, when did Hunchback come out? Was that 96?
I think it was 96 or 99. I'm gonna lean towards 96. I know this was around 96, I think.
No, this was 94, I believe. Toy Story, like I mentioned earlier, was 95. Hunchback was 96.
I remember they released this back to theaters several times, actually. Same thing with some other films like Little Mermaid, things like that.
They also re-released a lot of their really older films, like Snow White, Alice in Wonderland on VHS. That's how I watched them originally, actually.
I am looking forward, personally, to the theatrical re-release of Song of the South. Looking forward to that.
Ah, that casual racism. Glorious.
Well, that's history right there, Tom.
Don't worry about it. It's culture.
I don't know what it is about this film that makes the bugs not only still look disgusting, and yet somehow succulent, and that you want to eat them.
I've never in my life thought of insects as a food that I would like to ingest. This film is making a strong, compelling argument in the other direction.
It reminds me of when I used to think that, like, I was, real young, real stupid. I was watching Looney Tunes, and I saw Bugs Bunny eating carrots. I'm like, wow, carrots look amazing! Let's have some! And they did not taste what I expected.
Oh, it doesn't live up to the hype. That's a good job I enjoyed them, because it's always going to be eaten for the next 15 years.
It's like eating beans all the time.
They bring this back in, I think, Lion King 1.5, and it's like Simba has to go to the bathroom or something.
They've been singing this for like 10 years. Hello, Matthew Broderick.
That's not Matthew Broderick, that's the singing voice.
Well, Matthew Broderick has sung before. He was in The Producers, damn it.
Oh yes, so was Nathan Lane.
There you go, see? And that's really the version of The Producers everybody thinks of, the one with Matthew Broderick. Although I have heard a lot of a criticism of his acting, and going back and watching bits of this, I could kind of see where Matthew Broderick is a bit flat.
Yeah, a bit wooden.
A bit wooden, yeah. I think it works okay with, Simba here. But with some other characters, not so much.
5 words. That's a lot of fish.
That's a nice lion ass, too.
Well animated.
Be prepared. Oh.
Everyone is contractually obliged to sing that at the stroke of dawn.
And this radio station isn't very good.
Oh, this is great. I like Disney taking a pop at themselves. Diddly deedy.
Although with a reference like that, it's kind of hard to place this movie in terms of like real world time. Like obviously, I would say the real world references are not as prevalent as compared to other movies, like say Aladdin. But still, they use that opportunity to make some pop culture jokes. So I still have a bit of a hard time placing when this movie happens chronologically.
But it takes place out in the savannah and whatnot, so really it could be any time because you can't really tell by the development of man-made buildings or anything.
And I think that does help the movie actually a lot in that it takes place out in the savannah where we don't. It's harder to place the movie chronologically. It's based off that timeless story Hamlet. So really, you could watch it at practically any time. And I think kids would get some value out of it no matter when they watch it.
But actually read Hamlet. It's important to know your history and your Shakespeare.
Yeah, something like that. Although, as we all know, even Hamlet, we may analyze it today, but it was really kind of bottom barrel stuff back then, just for sales. Can't get your pudding if you don't eat your meat.
Nice acoustics.
The echo here is pretty good, I gotta admit.
I can't believe I didn't bring this up earlier. We mentioned that young Simba was voiced by Jonathan Taylor Thomas, but do you know who did his singing voice?
I don't know who did his singing voice. I know we did the whole Matthew Broderick thing now that he's grown up, but other than that...
Matthew Broderick did not do adult Simba's singing voice.
I just said that.
You're an idiot. Young Simba's singing voice was Jason Weaver.
Oh, okay.
Better known as Marcus Henderson from Disney's Smart Guy, which I know you detest.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of a smart guy. Dumb guy's more like it, yeah.
Big middle finger coming right through the microphone. Insert song here.
Do you really not know what the sky is, Timon?
That's dumb, Pumba. You dumb.
That just makes no sense, I agree. Well, let's just say each star is a world, and when the stars turn out, that world is locked in darkness. I'm just losing you guys, aren't I? Just play this when somebody talks about God in the same context. I'm sure that'll go over well. Religion is stupid. I need some lying alone time. Give me a moment. Sex.
No.
They did. Yeah, that what used to be a thing, but they actually changed that now.
Oh, it's not exactly a naked woman in the window like in The Rescuers. How very convenient that these flower petals would come all the way to Rafiki, who would then divine them.
Hold on, I've got a stupid theory to piece together. Well, I hope the turtle who gave up that shell was okay with it. He's making potpourri.
One for me and one for the bowl.
Cooking with Rafiki.
Oh, this music. This swelling orchestral piece.
See, this is why Rafiki lives alone, because of shit like this.
Finally, my OC is complete!
For what? You want to explain?
You're being too vague, right?
I'm just thinking of that Simpsons episode. Homer rides a freak! Heracross, get back here.
And the high note.
Put that in the trailer.
The audience is now deaf. Joseph Williams provided adult Simba's singing voice. There you go.
Alright, thank you.
You just got told.
Someday I'll be able to fly. No, I am only grass.
Robert Guglielmi was Rafiki. I'm sorry I didn't get to that earlier, but I wanted to pay him his dues, because I think he does a great job as Rafiki. You gotta get hunted. Don't fuck with lionesses, man. They can put down a lion if they put their minds to it.
Serpentine! Serpentine! Quick, get the lion defense kit out.
What part of eating don't you understand? Man, that female lioness, well, that's a bit redundant. That lioness was sure not expecting that.
Bite something. We could sell tickets to this. Wait, how is he able to... Or is it like markings?
No, it's the fact that she pinned him to the ground. It's like when they used to play as cubs.
Oh, you mean that thing that anybody can literally do?
How many people did you see Simba hanging out with?
I would assume he had more than one friend. He's like the most popular kid in school.
Whatever, just enjoy the prancing and the dancing.
Trying to get food, idiot.
I love the animation of them just like pottering around here, because if you look at cats, they do the exact same thing. It's a complicated relationship.
You'll all figure it out.
What, is she dead? Oh, okay, she's not dead. Whew, you scared me for a second there, movie.
No, it's okay now. You know, I'm living in my own place. I got roommates. I think things are working out pretty good.
Actually, it turned out better that I'm not king and everyone's dying.
Let me tell you something about Skylions, lady. It's just as funny.
That's bullshit, but I believe it. The movie title is a hollow lie.
The lion bum. I don't know, what else could he be besides a king?
No.
And then they used that in the video game. You remember that?
The best way to start as well. Oh, if you don't, you learn to tolerate them.
I can't eat them, certainly.
Not trying to shit on the film here, but like, from after Hakuna Matata to this bit, I'm seeing a lot of like off-model stuff in the characters.
Yeah, it's kind of slipping a little.
And I've got a song to describe how much it stinks. Oh, we singing, Timon? You could have given me a heads up, mate.
Yeah, you gotta warn me about this stuff. Jack and Dexter is looking really good.
You've ruined Timon and Pumbaa for me, thank you.
I'm sorry, ever since I listened to the heavy metal version of this, that's the one I prefer.
The power metal version.
Heavy metal, there's some metal involved, alright?
Yeah. Power metal version is good. This is a classic song now. I'm not sure if I'd rank this above I Won't Say I'm in Love from Hercules, which, while a good song, that took me a while to get used to. This one clicked for me instantly, though.
I don't know, I prefer, the one from Hercules a lot more. I think it just pops, personally, for me, but I gotta have that poppy kind of stuff. I don't think people would mention this song really at all if they're talking about, Disney songs they particularly remember. So, is she thinking this? Is there like some bird off screen singing this?
Elton John does a version of this in the film's credits, and it is gorgeous.
Remember, we hate water.
What a weird and cheap date.
Yeah, just frolicking around the forest, jumping in water. I wish human dates worked that way, but now you gotta take him to a movie, you gotta buy him lunch.
Well, to be fair, it would cost a fortune to go to the savannah.
That's true, yeah.
Aww. And then came the bedroom eyes.
I remember this!
Why don't you Hakuna my tartars, Simba?
I knew that was coming, but I couldn't prevent it.
On the one hand, a brodom dies. On the other, our bro just got laid. Kind of 50-50 on this.
Well, we should celebrate that when our bro gets laid, That's something to be proud of.
Right, nail the song, Pumbaa. Don't fart right at the end and ruin all the atmosphere. Nailed it.
No, you didn't.
You kind of blew it at the end, though. Oh, the awkward period after boning, where you have to explain why you abdicated and ran away to live in a jungle with a meerkat and a warthog for years on end while your family nearly starved to death.
And now you gotta talk to her after it. It's just terrible, man. I think you guys should have a democracy, is what I'm saying. So how do you run out of water? Like, food I can understand. Like if they're overhunting the place. But water comes from the sky. Water is free.
Scar is so evil and smooth, he willed the clouds to stop forming altogether, so there's droughts.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's not a really good counter-argument, Simba.
I found a more fulfilling career, Nala. My band is gonna take off, and I know you're angry about that, but you'll just have to deal with it.
Well, that went well.
Hey, don't sass me! I may be the sky, but I don't have to take your crap.
In these kind of angles, you can really see that a lot of Disney protagonists have the same haircut. Like Quasi has the same thing at the front with the curtains.
Yeah, I'm sort of noticing that too.
Also, the protagonist from Atlantis, The Lost Empire. It's everywhere, man.
Figgy, what are you doing? Excuse me, I'm having a moping moment. Do you have to interfere?
I saw it, Simba. I saw everything that you and Nala did.
I saw every hakunaing of them tatas.
See, there's plenty of water here. Why doesn't, like, everyone at Pride Rock just come here? Oh, but don't look at him, just walk past.
It's that crazy uncle you gotta deal with. You're a lion! You're a wizard, Simba.
I'm a what?
Pushing me over the line.
He was having just too much fun with this role. And now I run. Bye!
Peace out. So is Rafiki, he's gonna romp with him, is he gonna be his second girlfriend, or?
Oh, Jesus. That is the last image I needed in my mind at this point in the film. Thank you very much. Mufasa's not dead?
Well, you know, when they die, they go into the Force and they become ghosts.
Ah, of course. Just keep singing, it'll be easier to follow you that way.
Yeah, I personally am not gonna know what's happening unless you put it to music.
Well, you can't see a very tiny, like, macaque monkeys just, like, banging away on bongos.
Oh, King Louie's back there, you know.
No, they can't show him due to copyright.
Oh, that's true, that's true. His estate would be very angry. Oh, alright. Hammer time?
No Rafiki time. Take a look into the pool of destiny. See the many sequels you will be in.
Yes, I'm a lion. Thank you, Rafiki.
No, you must see the lion inside.
Look past the lion.
Become the lion you were born to be.
I've been stuck here this whole time.
That pool is just like a waiting period before you get to go to heaven proper.
My god, he really did turn into fucking the Force, man.
Now, we've thrown the word iconic around so much throughout the course of the commentary, but how did they come up with this scene?
I don't know either. Like, I think I know more about parodies of this scene than, you know, the original idea behind it.
Because it's just such a powerful thing with, you know, the lighting and the music and just the imagery of, like, the ghost-like form, like, being shaped by the clouds. Like, the clouds are going in a circular formation. Like, one that could mean just heaven, I guess, the portal to heaven, but it's also the circle of life as a whole.
Get on with it! Yes, get on with it! Hey man, I'm playing games with Elvis up here. I'll be back later. So how did you get that blue camouflage under your eyes, Rafiki?
Ah, that's part of my skin.
I'm so sorry for you.
Boom! I punch you in the face and stole your wallet. Doesn't matter. It's in the past.
Hakuna Matata, bitch!
That is a very important lesson, though. You gotta learn from your mistakes.
And I don't know who else I'd rather learn this from a crazy monkey man. I'm running from it. What do you think?
My reverse psychology plan worked fantastically! Praise be to Mufasa!
Meanwhile, Nala's stuck back there wondering what's going on. Nobody can hear you.
He's still tasty? Can I eat you? I just used to continue.
It's weird that Rafiki was more instrumental in convincing Simba than like Nala was.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think Simba met Rafiki up until this point, even when he was a kid. At least they didn't show it in the movie.
Yeah. Didn't even have to bang Rafiki.
That's true. He runs across Egypt.
It's really fucking hot right now. Tss.
Hey, now, they have paws for that reason, alright?
Yes, I think the term is pads. How long was I gone?
I still don't know how Scar could manage this. Like, you'd have to be pretty fucking incompetent to make this happen to your land.
I think he's just lazy, is the problem. He seems pretty on the ball in terms of executing plans, but when a genius stops caring, boy do they stop caring.
That's true. This is basically his equivalent of, that question, like, what happens when somebody does take over the world? They've got nothing else to aspire to. His rule is so incompetent, so lazy, and so basic that somehow it sucked the grass from everything.
I don't even know why he needed to become a Heartless in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, this is pretty bad enough. Oh, all this will be mine, yeah.
Yeah, everything the light touches, which is to say nothing right now.
Yeah, where is the light? Haha, you remember what happened the last time he said that?
I gotta provide some comic relief in this serious scene. Timon, he's saying what the audience thinks.
That's a little fixer-upper, but Just as long as you go first. That's what we mean by sticking to the end. We want to be at the back.
Oh, sweet fucking Jesus, this bit. This bit kills my mum dead whenever she watches it.
Yeah, I can kind of see where it would take you out of the picture.
No, it's just really fucking funny. Sorry.
I'm glad somebody's having a good time.
Yeah, sure as fuck it, the lionesses in Pride Rock.
Meanwhile, I hated it. No, it was okay. I have to say, I actually kind of like Sarabi in this part of the movie because she's put up with this shit for years, but she's just cool and smooth as ever. Like, I actually really admire her in this scene.
Would you expect anything less from the wife of King Mufasa?
That's true. Like, she's just like, she just had to be so strong for the other lionesses. She does a really good job here.
Such a prima donna at this point in the movie is Scar.
I can have this kind of luxurious hair. See, and now he's a wife beater. Thus it's okay to fight him.
He looks a lot like Mufasa, but not exactly.
Well, that's the point, I would suppose. No, I'm the less impressive lion, you know? No, it's Nala. What do you think? Just run through the names. You're getting closer.
Zazu, no, too far.
Timon? You haven't even met him yet.
Considering I ordered you murdered and everything.
Well, that's why you don't trust Whoopi Goldberg with killing people, you know? You should really shave your elbows, Scar. It's very, disconcerting.
Again, lazy.
Nuh-uh, so shut up. Well, I choose to become a Heartless, obviously.
Oh, yeah, here comes the dirty tactics.
I gotta admit, in terms of dirty tactics, he certainly knows how to play the game, just as long as it's his game.
Was it A, you, B, the hyenas, or C, someone not affiliated with me?
D? D is not an option. Well, you know that part when you said I shouldn't be playing in the gorge? Well...
I want you to get every angle of this scene, close up on Simba's guilt-ridden face.
Before the Matrix. Well, this looks familiar. Oh, that's convenient.
The lightning has a pact with Scar right now.
See, there we go. We're on the same wavelength.
I should keep an extra eye on you.
So fucking posh. I love it.
That's it, give the hero some emotional strength.
Well, now he's gone rage mode. Good job. Simba, my chest?
Can't breathe, Simba. That's my trachea.
I can't tell people if you're killing me.
That's your cue. Fight scene, go.
Well, when you summon a lot of hyenas on your turn, you're able to get away with that. Who knew a warhog was a surprisingly effective weapon?
Don't mess with warthogs, man. They can charge you something first. Those tusks aren't just for show.
Oh god, no. Rafiki's gonna kill all of you guys. I have watched all of the movies this is parodying.
So how exactly is Pride Rock burning again?
Well, the lightning set off the plants that were there because there was probably a drought, and then I guess fire crawls over the rocks because they're attracted to it. I don't know.
Funny at the time, funny now, bit of a dated reference.
Yeah, referencing that line, they call me Mr. Tibbs from whatever it was from. Oh, Zazu can finally do nothing again.
Gotcha, bitch!
I'll be sure to run up to the place where I can't escape.
I could never beat Scar properly in the video game. Like, you had to do some, button input to chuck him behind you and then, over the edge of Pride Rock. It was really finicky.
Did the manual even explain that? It's so weird that Scar, the self-professed non-combat monster, was able to put up such a fight. Especially that Cheech one, I don't trust him. You know, apparently he went to White Castle once, did you know that?
Even your name isn't true.
Well, Scar's real name is Taka, actually.
You know what that means?
What does that mean?
I believe it means trash.
Oh, good enough. I just love he's trying to bargain his way out of it. It's great. I'm just watching this play out. It's just, I do love the direction in this particular bit.
I'm just watching this and thinking how much it was butchered in Kingdom Hearts 2. Like, the fucking background wasn't even red, for God's sake. How lazy can you get?
Yeah, and the only fire instance was that heartless Scar was doing fire attacks. He really did read like a shitty, fanfiction butchering of it, which was really sad.
It's kind of like a Japanese take on drama, though. They take music out of a scene to hype it up. We tend to put stuff in.
Yeah, Americans tend to focus more on actually putting in the music at the dramatic moments. I have a feeling they rotoscoped some of this, like that slowdown fight back there. I have a feeling that was taken from actual lions,
No, that was Matthew Broderick actually fighting Jeremy Irons.
Oh, in a lion suit, okay. Be prepared!
Yeah, you better be prepared, bitch. You're going straight to hell. By God. One of the most vicious Disney villain deaths ever.
This is pretty fucking metal, I gotta admit. They just ripped the fucker to shreds, and it's not gonna feed everybody, but still. Zazu, you'll have to clean up Scar over there. Oh, shit.
Zazu? Zazu? Sorry, sire, currently burning alive. Rain, a very symbolic thing. Purity and all that good shit.
And also gets rid of fire, that tends to help.
I think apart from a few lines from Rafiki, there's no more dialogue left in the film, though.
A good headbutt to seal the deal. And here's another one. Okay, well that one's more of a nuzzle than a headbutt.
One of my favourite instrumentals in the film, the King of Pride Rock by Hans Zimmer.
It's not every day you're promoted to the king of a tribe of lions.
Come here, you old fart.
Yeah, you crazy son of a bitch, I love ya. I like how they play this up as being, really dramatic when it shouldn't look that hard. I mean, okay, I guess he's, injured from the fight, but still.
I'm trying to have chills over here, do you mind? A roar would go great here. You know what? I'll do it.
Oh, he finally perfected that roar.
And the audience agrees. It is a good coronation.
It's practically a standing ovation with your mouth. Zebras finally have reasons to play music again.
What was this, years after? You're not expecting me to believe that the grass grew back in seconds, right? Well, this is the end of the film, guys. Have you had fun, Helldragon?
I had fun. I do like The Lion King. I think it's a good movie, though, some parts of it haven't aged that great, but still it's a solid film all around that I think people can still enjoy, even now.
Yeah. You, me, that guy on the street, everyone loves The Lion King. If you want more lion-y goodness from the Disneython, don't worry, we'll be covering The Lion King 2 towards the end of the marathon. For now, we hope you have enjoyed our commentary of The Lion King, and we'll see you tomorrow for another HFC Disneython commentary. Bye for now.